It's time for our guest, man. You know, we always do a hot guest, and then this one's hot as usual. This next guy, I know him personally. I've done shows with him. A good brother. I called him up, and he's like, yo, I'll come through for you, and I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate him coming through, man. And a lot of people love him. Ladies, you know y'all love him. So give it up for the one and only Mr. RL of Next. Whoa. My dog, boy. Yeah, my God, damn, y'all slowed up, boy. Damn. Damn, okay, during COVID, you ain't missed the gym. I tell you that much. Shit.
Hey, man, you already know you got to hold on.
God damn, he's a security guard for himself and shit now. God damn, boy. Thank you for coming, man. Real talk, man.
See you. It's crazy because there's not a lot of good people in the game. You know what I mean? And a lot of them that were good ain't good no more because they've been jaded.
That's true.
But you one of the ones when you hit me, it was instant. It was like, okay, just tell me when.
No, I appreciate that. No, for real, man. I remember hanging out with you in Arizona, boy. It's my man right here. Woo! We went on some shows together, man. Yeah, man. You know what's funny? Because I really wasn't like a big R&B cat at first, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't. My thing was rap and house music and shit.
Me too. I had a record deal for rap first. I was a rapper.
Really?
Swear to goodness. I got an offer for rapping first. I still, like, there's records that the world will never, ever hear. But
come on. Why can't we hear them?
Because if you don't start out doing both, you can't just go, and I'm 43, I can't just go, you know what? Check this out. I can't. It reminds me of the two cousins from Five Heartbeats. We rap country and what? I don't want to be that dude.
Right. Well, okay, drum roll. What was your rap name?
I didn't make it that far. I just was rapping. You know what I'm saying? It was still just RL, but I had an older brother. You know, he a real gangster. So for me, I was just running up behind him. But the sad part is he was really trying to rap. Right. But I was better than him.
Really? Yeah. Really? But hold on now. I hear you from Minnesota?
Born and raised north side of Minneapolis.
So when you left, that was the only Negro left and shit?
It's funny because you know what, I've heard these jokes. But
yeah, I've been to Minnesota.
We literally lit the match that sparked the revolution. So They said there wasn't no black folks up there until we burnt the city down. And I'm not saying that that's totally a good thing.
Recently?
Yeah. Okay. But what people don't realize is it's almost like Detroit. You know, you can go right over the bridge and it's Canada. They say Minnesota, but I'm talking Minneapolis, St. Paul. When you just concentrate that part, come out there and play if you want to, because most of the people there, including my group members, they're from Gary, Indiana. So
Gary's rough. I've been to
Chicago, Gary, Detroit. Welfare paid more in Minnesota. You could get there on a Monday, and by Friday you'd be having benefits. So a lot of people moved up there because you could get that paper. So all the dope, like when these rappers be running dope through Minnesota, it's really true.
Wow. I didn't know that. Now I know Gary was rough. It's so funny. I thought Gary was like a simps and sad and sucker ass because Michael Jackson was from there. So I was like, oh, Gary, that ain't some bullshit. I did a show on Gary. Shit. They had 2 fights before the show started.
Yeah.
And they couldn't start the show until the drug dealers came in. I'm like, show supposed to start at 9. Man, we waited till 11:30 till everybody get off the corner and shit. The show be packed in. And 11:30 it was packed. So Gary ain't no joke. And if y'all are anything like Gary, damn. But Minnesota, man, what was like growing up in Minnesota as a young black boy growing up in Minnesota?
Well, my mother grew up with Prince, like literally. You know, some people, I laugh because people say that about me. I went to school with him, and they didn't know me. Right. But like he was at my grandmama's house, and I ran into him one time. He's like, I know exactly who you are. Right? Like, swear to goodness, right? But Minnesota was like, you had everything because it's super integrated.
Yeah, it is.
So there's a lot of mixed generation there, but that's because there was a lot of white people that were like, look, we love you. You know, man, come on. Even my son's mother is mixed, right? But she was adopted by white folks, and they were like psychologists. And I wasn't used to it. They hit me with the government. My middle name is Lavelle, so they'd be like, come on in, Lavelle, do your homework right at the table. Would you like something to eat? Would you like a cold beverage? And I was like, damn, I like this. Like, I wasn't even digging her like that, no disrespect, but it was like, I like her family, so it was really integrated.
But
so
let me ask you about
cool.
Prince. Like, damn, you met. Okay, what was he doing? What era was he doing? What he was doing? Was that like when Doves Cry Prince, or was it when the Nasty Prince and shit before that? Or what
it
Prince
was.
It
was the slave. It was the slave Prince. So what happened was, I was outside of the club, and I walked up to his whip, and I was like,
"What club was you from?
It was South Beach at the time. So I walked up to him. His club was around the corner, which was Glam Slam.
Right, okay.
So we got discovered because of all that, pretty much. But what happened was I walked up to the car. He rolled the window down, and I was like, I'm trying to explain to him who I am. He's like, I know exactly who you are. You're Tony's son, right? And I'm like, yeah, and I would love to work with you. And he's like, as long as it's without them. I thought he was talking about my group members. I was be like, okay, cool, what we doing?
Right.
I love him, but I'm going to throw him under the bus, right?
Right. Next.
Nah, but he was like, he looked at me, he said, the labels, and just drove off. So I was like, oh, he not rocking with me. Literally a week later, we were invited out to Paisley Park for jam sessions a few times.
Right.
So he was really rocking with us. But the crazy part is, we were discovered by Naughty by Nature.
I heard about that.
So, we were in Jersey, but the guys were at Mall of America getting wardrobe. They were running late for sound check. We had sound check. We were opening up for Aaliyah on a Friday night at Glam Slam.
Okay.
So they're running late. I'm doing sound check. They're at the mall. Naughty by Nature has a show Saturday at First Ave where they take Purple Rain.
Right, sure.
They're exchanging information. They are late for sound check. We do the show that night. The next day, we ended up going to the Naughty show at First Ave. We sneak our demo tape that we recorded at Flight Time, which is Jimmy and Terry's studio.
Right, but we is always next. So you're
next, most definitely.
Okay, it's still next. Okay, go ahead.
So, but that's how we got our situation. So we were connected throughout the city with Jimmy and Terry,
right?
Prince, all these people, and we were like hood legends at the time. And all of a sudden, we blew up, and because we had made a name for ourselves, everything worked out.
Okay, but tell me how you met. How you want to use that? Tell me something. How'd you meet the groups? Your boys. Okay, I know. I'm quite sure it's in Minnesota when y'all was kids, right? Is that what it or?
No, I was singing Happy Birthday at a funeral if I had to. Listen, I was singing everywhere.
Really?
When you're hungry and you want it, you're gonna do whatever you got to do.
And you came out of the church. Was it a church type of thing or no?
Yes and no. My grandmother was really into the church.
Okay.
And she didn't like me that much because
what?
And I'll tell you why.
The fuck you talking about?
Grandma don't like you.
Everybody grandma like them.
She loved me, but what happens is, and I learned this even in relationships I have, I don't go venting to my mom because my mom don't forget once I forgive. Like I could be beefing with my girl or whatever. Right. So my mom's issue was she would run to mama and be talking about my dad and stuff.
That's how they get
so
down.
I'm little Bobby.
Right.
So it's like that little mother, you know what I'm saying? It was like generations kind of threw that on the kid. He looked just like his daddy too. Wow, so it becomes that. So I really wanted my grandmother to like me. She's the first person I sang in front of. But she was on the usher board. So you know what I said? My ass gonna be on the usher board then. So I left the choir, and people always go, I knew you grew up in the choir. No, I grew up watching the choir, wanting to be in the choir, but I was standing up all service, collection plate,
right,
peppermint candy, because I just wanted to be, I wanted her to like me. I wanted to do whatever she was doing.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so how you get with the two guys?
Well, they're
brothers,
biological brothers.
Right, they're brothers.
And they're from Gary, but the older brother, the oldest member of Next, Tilo, I had met him at his godfather's house, who's like a legend where we're from in gospel music. His name is James Greer. He has a gospel group. Okay. So I would go to him with my little groups, like, give me some harmony help. Give me some help with the arranging and stuff like that. And one day, dude was there with an earring in his ear, said Tilo. And it's funny, is he lived in Arizona. He was out there selling dope, right?
Oh, wow. Well, yeah.
And right.
Makes sense.
So a year passed, and I just happened to be calling to look for him. And he had been calling to look for me and was back in town. He brought his brother to a show I had like at a park, and I had 3 members. By the time the show was over, I kicked one member out, brought my best friend, and then he had brought his little brother, so it was us 4 at first.
Nice.
So that's how we came together.
Oh, really? Nice. That's interesting. All right, but so real quick, you skipped over a little bit. I want to know. So with Prince, did you connect with him? Like when you went to the jam session, how did he help you? Did he not help you? Because
by then we were already put on. He was just for me. And I don't think people understand this. I'll go home and people will say, you ain't put nobody on and you ain't, man, listen, I ain't made it until my mama don't have to work no more.
That's right.
So people don't understand, like, you can have some fame and you can have some paper. But if you're not wealthy, this generational wealth you're trying to attain, I can't help you until I'm fully where I need to be.
Right.
Where sometimes all it takes is inspiration. If I see you come from where I came from and you did it, hell, I could do it too. What makes you different than me? If I work hard and you did it, I can do it. So sometimes there's an indirect type of push. You don't have to necessarily put me in position in any way.
Right.
Me seeing you in position, knowing you come from where I come from.
That's real.
Hell, I can do whatever.
No, it's real. A lot of people think you just because they see you on a TV or in a movie or got a song out that you made it. And it's like, bro, you have no idea.
Right.
You know, you have no idea. I remember I saw when Bobby Valentino, he had a couple of hits, but he got dropped. And I was like, how did I get dropped? But then just because you hit on the radio don't mean sales are happening. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that either. I was like,
and it's politics too. For me, I think what made me, I can survive because I've written a lot of records for other people that people didn't even realize. So for me, even during the pandemic, the Jaheim hits, just in case, and anything I wrote.
Really?
You know, Idea, whatever you want to do. Jamie Foxx, Forecast, just a bunch of records behind the scenes. So there's a check every other month.
Nice.
Where I'm just good. So
nice.
That's the blessing that I had. But I didn't even know about that because I could have been gone. The police raided my house while we was working on our album, and KG, who I love to death from Naughty by Nature, offered to buy my publishing for $50,000. He didn't know we was gonna blow up, so it was a good opportunity. Okay. And I needed the bread. I had my little money in the shoebox. Police came, it was gone. Something told me, I didn't even know about publishing, but something told me, don't do it. Well, I know God told me, don't do it. And it's the best decision I ever made.
Here's a question I have about people who sing and write. Why don't you keep those songs? How's that work? Why do you give them away or whatever? Those are hell of a hits you done wrote.
Right. Say you own a brothel.
Okay.
And you,
I wouldn't mind.
And you. No, I'm telling. It's a woman.
Right here.
Say you own a, and I rarely curse, but I say it like this. Can't fuck them all.
Okay. Well,
so you can go and say, you go ahead with him, go in the room with her. What she do is this,
and
then you get a percentage of that, or you get all of that. So whenever Jaheim or somebody's performing, and if they do it right and they're talented, then you can't sing them all. You know, there's only so many radio stations, there's so many albums. So if you don't know which ones are gonna blow up anyway. So you give this record to some cat that ain't even ever came out.
Would you tell me that you didn't think Wife? Did you know Wife was gonna be a hit? Come on. Really?
Honestly, no. I go back even further. I didn't want Too Close to be a single.
Really?
I didn't like up-tempo R&B. I liked making sex tapes. I like the mids and slow because when you think about it back then, I don't like clubs because I don't like crowds.
Right.
But what happens is if you look at the up-tempos I've written, none of them are about the club. It's really mid-tempo subjects. Wifey, Just in Case, you know, even Too Close, you're talking about dancing, but it's about the situation that it ain't, we at the club popping bottles because I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
But that's really what it was about. But back then, when it was an up-tempo, if you wasn't fast-forwarding it, which usually we was, it had a rapper on there, there was a feature, or the beat was crazy. Our sample for Too Close was Christmas rap, Curtis Blow. Dun, 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 dun. People look, you like, damn.
So that's funny. I didn't know.
And we didn't have the affiliation of like Puff or Jermaine, so we was kind of like, how we gotta figure out something. So we would just come up with crazy subjects. They'd be like, "Oh, come on now, I know you got something crazy."
Right.
Okay, we're gonna do something about somebody getting hard on the dance floor. Right. We would just come up with ideas.
Right. Now I know you've been through some stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, as far as career-wise and you know, with some labels and all that. What would you tell a young artist coming into the business now? I know it's a little different, but you should know about now because it's different when you came in. Because I heard so many subjects. I was talking to Nikki about it. Like, I'm tired of hearing, not in the wrong way, but I'm tired of hearing like artists getting fucked over on their deals. Like if Puffy. I couldn't stand if Puffy would fuck somebody with a deal. Like, nigga, you know what it is to be an artist, man. Why would you do that to another artist?
He really wasn't an artist first. And he's a businessman. He was a promoter, per se. You know, so he wasn't... I think he loves artists, but the truth is, say I sign you, I don't know if you're going to blow.
Okay.
I might buy your publishing. It's an offer for you. You might go... The artist, it's up to them. Bet on yourself. I bet on myself. I needed that 50 racks. I really did. But I bet on myself. I'd rather eat bologna right now, so I can eat lobster and shrimp later. And a lot of cats are impulsive and they make decisions based off of right now. So that's really not the executive's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's like a dude going, come on, man. You take a chick back to the hotel and she hits you with, oh, you know, I'm allergic to latex.
Right.
You got a choice, bruh.
Right.
So then if you do it and not right,
you get his dick, I done
fed you. But 9 months later,
I'm not getting pussy.
These are the decisions you have to make. It's the same thing in the music game.
So would you say that artists aren't really getting fucked over? They fucking themselves over?
No, I think that you're taking advantage of them, but it's almost like, because my accountant stole my life savings, right?
Who?
I'm talking about my accountant did years ago where I lost everything. Like I was drug dealer living, money in the mattress kind of thing.
Well,
No, black.
No,
but see,
of
what
course,
happens
we
is
knew that.
you don't know. There's no generational knowledge.
Right, that's what I teach you.
And it's the same thing with any kind of business. And I hate to say it with us. I'm not trying to say it's never, but the majority of the time, it's just pure ignorance. I was taught, man, just don't spend it. Just put it in the mattress, or just do this. Don't do that. Not how to grow my money, but how to keep it.
Right.
And it's the same thing with these deals. If you have family members, or my cousin's a lawyer, let me ask him what he thinks.
Right.
You don't have that. You got your boys like, bruh, that's Puff, or that's such and such.
Right.
Or a deal? What we going?
What kind of money was taken? What kind of money was you sitting on that was gone?
At the time, about a meal ticket.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then what's worse is then the IRS is like, we don't care, you still owe taxes. So then you deal with that, and that takes
I heard
years.
that too.
That's the worst, man.
I heard that too.
It's the best thing that ever happened to me, and the worst, but it's one of the best.
Because
things.
I heard that thing where it says ignorance isn't something of the law or something like. What's that thing? Explain.
You talking about with the IRS? Yeah, they don't.
Well, they say just because you don't know, that ain't that ain't their problem.
That's exactly how they take it.
Wow, man.
But it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me.
But how did he take it without you knowing?
Well, when you sign your rights over to certain things, he got athletes, but their money's different than an artist. To be quite honest, for us, it's like that's gone. We don't have guaranteed per se. So if you take what we have there that we've accumulated, that's a publishing deal that we signed. It's all types of money like that. So it's different.
Wow. See, I just hate hearing that, man. I'm scared to make it, man. I mean, really make it.
No, but see, I heard that he can't really read. But God, sometimes things happen to people that should happen. And I don't wish anything bad on anybody. But I got a 3-year-old now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at situations, and sometimes God go, I'm gonna let you live, but then I'm gonna take it from you. And I've always heard the worst you can do is take a bum off the streets that's never had anything and give it to him for a minute, then take it away. If you never had it, you don't know.
Right.
But
sure.
if you have fame, you had all these things, and now you're inmate such and such.
Sure.
That hurts worse.
But it's funny. I heard about R. Kelly. He said he couldn't read, but don't he have lawyers who can read? Or they lied to him? Like who does? Like people working for you just gonna lie to?
I mean, sometimes the people that are around you, that's why I say generational, because if you have family, they're gonna make sure you're straight.
Right.
But if it's not family, it's business. And I think that's the thing that I had to learn the most and not take it personal. It's business. There's decisions that are made, and they're worrying about their family just like I got to worry about mine.
Right.
It's that simple.
No, that's true, because I signed him. I did that movie called For the Love of Money, and the deal I signed with this person, they signed a raggedy deal over here, so they wasn't getting paid, and I was getting money from them when they got paid, but they signed a raggedy deal. So I got, you know what I'm saying? Could you imagine you sign a 50-50 deal with somebody, and they sign a deal with somebody, they only get 10%. So I got to wait for them to get their 10%
to get your 50% of the 10%.
I'm like, why'd you sign a deal with them? You fucked our money up in the big picture. But I had no control over that. They could do what they want and stuff. And unfortunately, I feel that because sometimes young artists or people who want to get their product out there, man, they dangle it in front of you.
Trying to get out of your mama's basement, bro. You just want to be heard.
Here's the mistake I made. They offered me. I did a movie. I made my own movie. I spent about 75, 80, almost 100 racks to put it together. I made the movie, and I went to a company, and they said, "We'll buy it from you and put it out there, but we only have $300,000. Now you take as much as you want of the $300,000, but whatever's left over will be going to marketing. Mm-hmm. So you want your shit out there. So you don't take the whole $300,000. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, but the stipulation was also if it does something, they're allowed to spend more money." If it needs to be spent more to get more advertising. I was like, well, hold on, man. That means you got more money, motherfucker. You offered me $300,000. You mean you got more money. Well, no, we got other movies we working around. If they make profit, then we can use it for yours. They get all kind of bullshit. But that little open door of saying we can promote, we can spend more money because you're going to pay for it at the end of the day.
It gives you hope.
So I'm like, all right, just give me 100 racks off it and take the 200 and whatever. Man, before I knew it, they spent $400,000-$500,000 on it, right? I'm like, and then I got to pay all that back. I'm like, see, I'd have asked for $300. I took the whole $300 if I knew y'all was doing that. And that's how they played me with it. I was like, what? Then they did a bad deal with someone else. So I can feel you on that. There's nothing else I could have probably done was, if you want to take the whole money, that was
these lessons though, that means next time.
But they were lying.
But these lessons, next time you do something,
oh,
or you have a child, a cousin, somebody that come to you, you have this knowledge that you can give them.
Sure.
We didn't have that.
Sure.
If you really think about it, we just out there winging it.
Sure.
Because who we gonna ask?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Let me ask you with the group next. Okay, so what year did y'all really come out? Like
97.
97. I was about the time I was I was in and shit in '97. And there's a lot of people was around that time, man. Remember the group Profile?
Of course, I love Profile.
Yeah, I remember Profile.
I hear whispers in the I love Profile.
Now, how because it was you guys and who else? There's a whole bunch of Jagged Edge, a whole bunch of other people, 112 and all that around that time. What did you do, or how do you think you didn't get lumped up with the rest of them? What did you say that separated y'all from the rest of them?
Well, we weren't part of a subsidiary per se, like Bad Boy or you know, we were part of Divine Mill, which is great. But Clive took special interest in us.
Right. Okay. Clive Davis, for those who don't know,
so he looked at it like, okay, Bad Boy and Puff, they got that, but we got y'all. This is what we gonna do. The benefits were KG he makes anthems, so we looked at ourselves as the R&B Naughty by Nature. Okay. So you know, we wanted to make anthems as well, and I think that was fun. And we were a trio; there weren't four of us.
Right.
But then, then we had other things against us. We didn't have this big label people like Faces. You know what I'm saying? So we always feel like the underdog. But what's funny is
even with Clive Davis, you feel like an underdog?
Yeah, because we didn't know. Now, you know, 20-something years later, I look back and I'm like, man, I was working with Clive Davis.
Right, yeah. But had him got Whitney Houston out there.
Young, you like Puff.
Yeah.
Jermaine.
I get it. Yeah, that's what
we had to wear the French Connection tight ass clothes. I used to hate it, bro.
And now.
Yeah, but we used to. I'm just saying. I remember our first tour.
I remember that store.
Our first tour was with Chris Tucker on the Money Train tour.
Yeah, really.
With Melanie Camacho. That's it was Melanie, then us, and then him, and we had to wear these little funny ass tight ass slacks.
When you say we had to,
because Clive was like, he was really. That was before camera phones. We'd have to fax him pictures of wardrobe. It was super crazy. But I'm going to tell you something. I haven't said anything about this.
Please do.
Slim from 112 actually hit me Sunday morning, and he checked me. Like, literally, you know, this is a rival group per se.
Right.
And I said something in the interview because 112 was my favorite group from my era. Just because I remember, you know, going to the studio listening to their stuff like, yo, this is the competition. We got to, you know what I'm saying? Because they came out a little bit before us. But they've kind of split up. And I've always wanted groups to learn from our mistakes because we split up for a minute. And there's too much money out there. You got to get it all. I want it all.
I heard that.
I want every bit of it. And people were calling 112 by another name, like jokingly, but not in a disrespectful way. And I was in an interview, and I was like, they were my favorite group. I hope they get back together because I think they're all dope individually, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, people, blah, blah, blah. I said this name. And he hit me and he checked me, but he checked me from a place of grace. Like, I know your character. I know you didn't mean it like this, but when you say it compared to somebody else saying it means something. And since I respected him so much, before he even finished, I was like, not even on no whole move, but I apologize, man. You right. And I think that's the problem that we have today in general. Like, I seen, you know, we talk about Kanye and things like that. And truthfully, social media makes it so we don't have grace. Social media is a place you go to talk down on people that are doing better than you. So I feel like when you wrong, back when we were young, we had OGs. Come here, young blood.
Right.
You know, that was some bull, but let me direct you and show you what's right.
Right, sure.
Now, all we do is write you off, cancel culture.
Right, sure.
And now the game over for you, which you can't cancel Kanye, because once white people love you,
right, is it? Yeah, he's in.
He could easily be like, I don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Google what he called 112. Let me know later on. That's what I'm gonna find. We're gonna find that out. Okay. In fact, Slim and Mike is gonna come in here too, man. We're gonna talk to them. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of all of them. I'm gonna be honest. It's funny because I think me and you did Orlando. We did Orlando.
Yeah.
It was a big festival with Keith, and that was the day that I found out an ex-manager of mine had stolen the money for that show. And she was actually there with another one of her artists, and we found out because the crowd rushed the stage when I finished. The security had to come.
I remember that.
And I was like, dang, I couldn't even finish my set. I'm doing this for free. And the dude that did it was like, wait a minute, for free? I paid blah, 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 blah. Right. So then we found out it went through, you know, a manager of mine, and me and one of the members of 112 had the same person. And what basically happened was, sometimes I've always felt like, don't lie on me. Because I do enough dumb stuff.
Right.
So don't give me nothing new. I don't need that.
Right?
So somebody had been lying on me in the game, and I told the truth. Which some people say I shouldn't have, but for me, and I'm trying to be as direct as I can because I respect you, and you know we family.
Sure,
but I'm doing this out of respect for
Another person.
So
fuck him.
So the funny part is, you don't never get along with these guys because you're rivals like that per se. But sometimes you friendly. There's certain guys in certain groups that I could be in the same room with them and they don't speak. And for me, my mindset is, let's just go in a room and close the door, because truthfully, there's fans, there's different people around that pick up that energy.
Right, sure.
And we at least should be what's up, fam, how you? And there's certain cats that ain't like that. Sure. But my respect for brands is such that I want you to eat. My favorite saying is, I wish you well, I just wish me better. You can pull up in the 2020 Benz. I want the 2021 spaceship. I want you can shine.
Right. That's what you want.
You can shine, but I want to everybody. I want more, and I want everybody to win, because at this point in time, everybody got kids or bills, different responsibilities.
That's funny you said Orlando show. I'm gonna show you how real I was. So we did an Orlando show together, and after the next day we were flying out, and I go to his room and they gave him a big bottle of Ciroc. I remember that, right? So I said, you taking that with you? He's like, no, I'm good with that. I put that in my luggage and shit with my other Ciroc, because the promoter gave us some Ciroc.
And they locked our luggage in the car, and they had to send it back or something.
Did they?
I had to come get my luggage. It was something that happened where I had to come get my luggage from like you or something. Like your security had. It was something that they locked my stuff in. I couldn't even get it.
All I know, I had RL Ciroc with me. I still have that in my house. Now I have the bottle, but I got some beef eater inside that. The hood rats don't know no difference between beef eater and Ciroc when you put some orange juice in it. But I still got the RL bottle in that joint, okay? I think it was like peach flavor, whatever it was. I was like, I got that. It was a big one too. You gave it to me, I kept it to you. So he was but I'm like, he balling when he's like, I don't need bottles. The Ciroc bottle like this big. I'm like, no, brother, I'm gonna take this and give me some towels. I'm stealing too, and roll this sucker up. And if it busts in my luggage, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that bottle of Ciroc, and so do all the ladies do when they see that. It's really just beef eater and some cheap stuff. Okay, but I like the fact, that's one thing I liked about you. I felt like you're humble, brother. I mean, I hung out with you. We went to restaurants and ate and stuff. It's just your personality. And let me tell you, like you said, some people are straight asses. I'm in the business with some comedians. Ain't shit. Them dick ass dudes. Some dudes are dick-y. Now we might smile, be on the same show together. People never know. And I always think, comedians, y'all funny. Y'all should be friends. No, man. Now, I'm cool with anybody, but I don't like. Bother me sometimes when I see other comedians high signing with the fans. I'm like, hold up, brother. We all came from nothing. Why you acting like that? I've had comics that I know in LA stay in an apartment big as this whole damn room here. But on the road, I need champagne, I need that. Treat the fans like this. I'm like, nigga, when you go back home, you're gonna be in that cubicle again, bro. I know what the real thing is, man. Humble yourself a little bit, man. So that's why I'm seriously, whenever I hear about you, man, I'm happy about you, man. Anything happens for you, man. Now, speaking of that beef, you beef with people, other groups too. Now, what's up with that? Come on now, Jagged Edge. Now y'all should be friends, man. Y'all damn near sound alike.
What's funny is what happened was, this was years ago when I didn't understand social media, like when it first started, and when you don't know how to navigate things like that, things that you say can get taken out of context.
That's true.
So it's almost like if we play ball. And I know I've been working out all summer, so the season about to start, and I'm like, boy, you better step your game up, because I'm coming for you. It's like friendliness, right?
Sure.
We were the first group that ever did a mixtape. We were down with 50 Cent. People didn't realize that 50 was on our second album before anybody even knew who 50 Cent was, per se, on that level. Right. And we were doing these mixtapes, so we talk and mess, but never in a disrespectful like I'm better than you or anything like that. But a radio personality out here took it, played it, called cats on the phone. I was new to Atlanta. These people run Atlanta per se. They're Atlanta's favorite sons. They got on the phone, and when you confront somebody with something and you do it in a certain light with certain energy, they have to come back with aggression. But then we see you later, and then we talk it out. So I'll let you have that, because you feel like I kind of fronted on you in public, so you had to kind of save face. I can respect that. I love Jagged. They're one of my favorite groups. I actually did a whole album with Q Parker from 112 and Wingle from Jagged Edge. We have an album called WQRL that probably ain't never gonna come out, but I'm actually cool with guys. Everybody ain't gonna be best friends. That's cool. That's just in general. But I can respect their grind. I want them to win. I want them to eat. Do I want to eat more? Of course.
But I heard 50 Cent's mixtapes. So you say you was on a mixtape?
No, we had our own mixtapes. It was the Moisture mixtapes through 50 Cent. So we had our own. We were the first R&B group that were putting out real mixtapes with DJ Who Kid through G Unit.
Right.
So yeah.
Now, I know
No, it was all for us. I'm not trying to be no gangster because you get tested more. No matter what I've done, there's things I've done in my past that I ain't proud of. Strong arm, craziness. Mm-hmm. The truth is, I just want to make love music and just be chilling and having fun because then I ain't got to worry about no drama. Our music was simply, having fun. And at the end, it was at the end of a song. I was like, yo, Jagged and 112. I done heard these last couple records. Y'all better be ready because we coming. It was that simple. But when somebody takes it and they gas you up, then it becomes something else. And that's all that happened. And I had to learn that because that just happened to me doing an interview. I talked about Kanye. It was before he had that, break.
Right.
And she reposted it and she put under there that it was from a while ago, but nobody's reading captions.
Right.
So
sure.
she did the clickbait. You know what I mean?
Right. So let me ask you, because I toured for many years, and I know you're a good guy, and
Did I indulge?
Shit. Let's be real, brother, because comedians were getting it. You're a nice looking young man, and I was a nice looking young man. Maybe still nice looking to some of y'all. I'm not young, but it was off the chain. Is there any funny, crazy girl story? I remember one time I was in Detroit, and my boys was in a hotel room. We were all in a hotel room, and I was trying to get something from this girl, and there was too many dudes in the room. I took her into the bathroom, and we laid in the fucking tub and knocked it off in the tub. You know how hard to fight, do it in the tub with a pillow?
That's
whatever?
that porcelain.
Man,
Porcelain knees.
It was what it was and stuff. So, but I had all kind of crazy. I was on a tour I was on, and around that time you were talking about the Budweiser Superfest tour with Aaliyah, Genuine,
we
Drew
used to
Hill.
want to get on them so bad.
I know, that was
we
crazy.
We drove to Chicago to get with Andre RL, and because he was out there, and because we knew that how Jodeci he got signed. You walk up to somebody.
Right.
We walked up to him like, yo, we sing. He was like, yeah, that's cool. And it just
Right.
hurt so bad.
Of course.
Right.
Well, you know what's crazy? When I went out with Genuine, Drew Hill, and all them, Mary J. Blige, Kid Capri, Aaliyah, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and that's when Genuine had that song Pony out. He just came out. And that's when he had the side, the baby hair and shit curled up, fuck up, And I don't know the dude. I don't know the dude from one song and shit at the time. We cool friends now. I like you, G. G's my man. But before then, I didn't know. And I remember the first show. We're doing like 15,000 seaters, and he's on stage. And what I had to do was I had to MC the show, start off the show, and then bring up the next act. But I did one act, and I said whatever, Drew Hill. And then I sat back and watched the show. And I sit back and I was watching Genuine, and he took off his shirt. Girls are screaming and crazy and all that kind of shit. And I remember seeing like sparkling on it, like glitter or something like that, sparkling. I'm like, okay, maybe he hugged some chick, before the show and got a little sparkling on him and shit. So the next night, we had 30 dates.
He had it again.
He on stage. I'm like, okay, this nigga done hugged the same girl for 2 nights in a row and shit. Maybe his backup singers or something, dancers or whatever. He hugging and shit. He naked with sparklers and shit on him. Man, by the third night, I said, this nigga here. He done put his, dudes hadn't done that back in 97. I didn't remember guys doing that like that, but he had sparkling shit all up and shit. Looked like a Christmas tree and shit, man. But the girl, and he would always tell I remember before because he was kind of dude jump in the crowd and shit.
Yeah.
Right? He'd take his jewelry off and get to somebody and jump down, and the girls would go crazy for him and shit. And he would say, at the end, he would say, yo, my band want to let y'all know we at the Marriott on Clark Street.
Yeah.
Nigga, the band don't want to, you want to know, G. You want the girls to know that. And Aaliyah manager, her uncle was a manager, and he would be at the door. Like, we go back to the hotel, it'd be packed. You know what I'm saying? Packed like shit. Like, when I say packed, like 20 young girls out there. And they were all trying to get upstairs.
Yeah, show ID.
All right, and the father would stand at the door and ask at the elevator door and say, how old are you? And the girls be like, 18? No, when you say, if you're gonna lie, say 19, 20. Don't say 18, okay? I'm 18. And so he wouldn't let people go. And I remember he did something, I ain't like it at the time, but it was whatever. When someone else was on stage, I think he was on stage. Or,
take pictures?
No, he would go in the back. Like, remember, we're doing a 15,000 seater, and he would come out the back, and everybody would take the picture, look at him. Well, you know what? I take it back. It wasn't, because the lights were still on, so they were going in between. But he would do that, and it was like girls would just go running over to the corner where he is and shit and do that. And I remember while I was on tour, and I remember it's 97. I remember Aaliyah would bring out this chick and this fat dude, and they had security. Right. I didn't know that. They had security with them. I'm like, they said there was a producer. I'm like, what producer has security? I remember that. It's 97. I don't know. I have no idea. And it was, and I'm like, who was it? So me and Timbaland. I said, snap on Timbaland. I didn't know who he was really. Snapping on him, and Missy was cool and shit. And then after the tour was over, then all that stuff. What's that song they did she did with the baby? Sound like a little baby.
I can't stand
The Rain?
No, not her. Aaliyah. Aaliyah had
if you need somebody.
That was.
Right.
And then I started seeing how much work they did. I said, damn, these bees are beastie and shit, man. It was crazy as hell. Yeah, I had no idea who Missy Elliott and and Timberland was, man. Timberland.
There was some crazy times. Yeah. We seen a lot of craziness. The only advantage I had was I had a son in high school.
Okay.
So I was scared. Like I had dealt with court. So like if I thought I was gonna have a dream about some coochie, I put a condom on it.
What?
Go to sleep. Like I was at that point like I was the relationship dude. So
now I know a lot of testosterone. We got the women chase. Everybody kind of fighting for their own little groove. Back then, was there any fights, straight up fist fights with some of the R&B groups and shit?
Nah, because I think we was all just we from nothing in a sense. Okay. So we just all happy to be getting it together.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you got her? Oh, let me get a friend in.
Okay, right.
I wanted her.
Right,
right. You know, that's how
cool.
guys. It really wasn't. It was a competition, almost like cars. I asked that car. Right. That's my car.
Right.
I know that's my girl. Like she didn't get to. She might have liked him, but You know,
nice,
so
nice,
it was that
nice.
was
what's
go
the biggest
faster.
tour, what tour R&B tour was one of your favorite tours ever go on?
Ooh. Other countries is always better than me because over here they expect it.
Okay.
You go to Europe, Africa, they're not worried about their hair, their outfit. Even dudes, they sweating and
sure.
Now to this point, everybody want to be player. Like,
but what groups like what combination of groups was you out with? Like say, man, when me and so and so went out, we probably had the best time.
It's really about friends. I probably say Dubai when I went with Wingo and Q because it was like we're away from our groups.
Okay.
So because it's territorial when you in your group, you kind of stay with your crew. But when it's y'all, now you get to know each other better. It becomes a little different.
Right.
And Dubai is so much fun. So then you're going places, you're experiencing things you hadn't experienced before. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So that's when it's probably the best.
I feel you. Now you reached platinum status, made money and shit. And then I guess you ran into some bumps in life. We all have, but you ran into some serious bumps. I remember reading an article, that tripped me out. You talking about, I don't use the word mental illness, but when I heard when your girl cheated on you, you almost lost it and shit. Like, wow, how'd you get to that point for?
So what happens is people will take different interviews and put them together. And somebody did that on Facebook. It shook me up because they made it seem like when I went through my divorce, I tried to commit suicide because of that. I tried to commit suicide my senior year of high school. It was before I even made it. I dealt with, verbal abuse is the worst to me, and mental abuse. So I've always dealt with low self-esteem since I was really little, wanting approval, being a middle child. That's the reason I became an entertainer. I'm like, hell, I want some attention. Somebody gonna notice me, damn it. And so, we gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So truthfully, it was my senior in high school. My dad had told me I wasn't gonna be shit for like the last time. And my parents are still married. But what happens is it's generational. You can either have generational wealth, you can have generational abuse.
Right, sure.
And my dad became an engineer, but he grew up in and out of boys' homes. But his dad, come to find out, I don't even say grandpa, but I guess I'll say it now. My grandfather, he was raised by aunts, and they would literally put their feet on his neck, and he didn't eat chicken as an adult because they would eat and throw the bones in the room like, here you go, find something off of it. So, I think that parents said, well, I'm better than my dad was, or my dad wasn't even around, or I pay the bills.
Right,
and there was really no time or no connection like that. So for me, I had a lot of issues that you still deal with. You grow up and you try to be better. I think what's helped me is my son and having a 3-year-old daughter. Now, those things made it a lot easier, but yeah.
But hold on, you said you had a son when you was in high school, right?
Yeah, high school.
Was that around the time you thought about suicide?
Yeah, right.
Before, after?
It was before. My son is, I tell people, my son is the reason I made it. My daughter's the reason I keep going.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. Now, how old is your son now?
24.
Nice.
Wow.
I got 23.
You don't even look like you got a 24. You
look 24. Okay.
Thank you. I'm trying.
I know, Greg.
So the myth about you committing suicide with your divorce was
not at all. Yeah.
It was more just it was this one time and I'm just gonna ask, just curious. Like, what did you try to do? What
I walked in my parents' room with a gun in my mouth.
What?
And I was gonna pull the trigger. My mom walked up to me, and she grabbed my hand, and she's like, don't do it. And it's funny because people thought I was soft in high school because I wouldn't fight, but I would always cover my face because kids used to try to jump me. Because back when I was coming up, singing wasn't cool. It wasn't like, you ain't no rapper, you know, athlete. What you doing?
Right.
I'm singing. I'm in a singing group. Woo. You know what I mean? And I would cover my face. I tell them I can't mess up my face for my album cover. I knew. God told me, keep going.
Right.
Because there's things that I did, like armed robbery stuff, that I know if I would have got caught doing one thing, that I've been in the system, I wouldn't have made it. I know God was really looking out for me.
Right.
Wow.
So, like, when you, Clive Davis, he did his old autobiography. Like, when you read it, like, were you ready for him to be that open about just his whole
Sexuality and all that?
Yes.
The truth is, in this game, and he knows. Like it's funny because even LA scared me. I remember I went out there for some months, stayed at the what is it called? Those apartments where they got them already, the Oakwoods or something. Oakwood, yeah. And you go out there and it's a whole different, and it can swallow you up. Next thing you know, your girl kissing some guy, and you like, okay, baby, and you know what I'm saying? No, I can't. I'm cool. I don't roll like that. But there's certain things that we knew. But we didn't even matter. Like, there would be certain, jokes, not about that, but just like Clive had an affinity for me. So people like, Clive loved you. And there would be other, insinuations. But I always looked at Clive like another dad because he would birthdays or, send you gifts. He remembered certain things. And I think that's why he was so successful. He really cared. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's cool. That's cool. But let me tell you, it's funny. I had a manager. He was gay. I didn't know he was gay. I was kind of fucked up because I was talking about women all the time. Yo, we had a party last night. Blah blah. This was fine, honey's day. Oh, really? Yeah. And then later on, I found he was gay. I was like, oh, you wasted all that dialogue with you, man. You should have told me he was gay. We could talk about something different and stuff. But it was all part of like Puffy, Clyde, other managers. I'm not saying Puffy's gay, but it's all that kind of stuff. And one thing I don't like some people consider me metrosexual, because I get my nails done, I put lotion on and shit. I mean, as soon as if you ain't a rough, dirty
you take care of yourself.
Yeah, I take care of myself, right. But and people want to just jump to the gay thing all the time. And I think maybe sometimes some people are metrosexual. Like I've never seen anybody do any homosexual stuff when I was in Hollywood, like visually seen that. Except my manager, he was arguing with another guy at the house one time that was gay, and I was like, you ain't arguing like a regular dude arguing with another dude, you know what I'm saying? And then the next day, the dude comes to the office. Well, it was on a Saturday. The next day, it was like on a Monday. He comes to the office. Where is so and so at? I was like, oh, sure.
You never heard that one?
Yeah, no, that was the guy.
That was this guy, his homeboy.
Yeah. And it was
I think that I'm happy that people can finally be themselves, but I do think certain people that you come to Atlanta and it's a culture shock because I literally had to figure out how to deal with going out in public because there'd be a bunch of guys and I understood what a woman felt like. Oh, look at you would hear stuff and it was like Linux on a Saturday, but I realized the way you combat that is I walk up to a dude and I would look at him in his face like, "What's up, fam? How you doing? You good? God bless you." No, but there's no spark, there's no glitter, as you said. There's no look. But it wasn't even no diss. It's just like, look, we men or whatever however you want, non-binary, however you want to do it, but what's up? How you doing? You good? It's that simple. But they're going to try to check because there are guys that, whatever. For me, it's whatever floats your boat.
Right.
I'm docked, okay? I'm cool. I'm not on no water.
Right. No. I'm the same way. I kind of let people rock out. But I always had a problem with, I have a thing where they say, are you born gay or do you become gay? I think you're born gay. Some people say you become gay. Because I don't know, why would you want to become something that you're going to be ostracized and pushed? I don't see the fun in that. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard a gay person say exactly that, Pierre. They said, do you think I chose to be this way?
Right.
Yeah, dude, I seen a dude say, women are so beautiful. Do you know, I wish I liked them. Like, do you understand? Like, I'd seen a gay dude say that.
Yeah.
But I do have an uncle who's like a Green Beret or something. He's gay, right? Yeah. He used to be the coldest dude. He had the good hair, you know what I'm saying? And he dated a chick. She broke his heart, and they said, like, next thing you know, he showed up with Ken, and they've been together ever since. Wow. Like, for real. He got PhDs, man. He got everything. And I love him the same. I'm like, hey.
I'm like this. So I feel how women are. I just feel like doing it just a respectful way. Like, if you gay, like, I had some people DM me, some brothers, like, I know disrespect. You're a handsome dude. Bro, thank you, but I don't go that way. Now, leave me alone. I done got the dick pics. I done got all. And I'll be like, come on, fam. Like, you open it, you don't know what it is. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, come on, fam.
Send them to them too, okay?
I'm like, man, like, listen, be you.
Right.
But it's almost like I had to learn from Jill Levert. We are on a tour that I didn't like. We're on tour with Frankie Beverly and Maze, and I think the OJs and like Jill Levert, right?
Well,
and we was young though.
Right, yeah.
So we was like for Pepsi, we taking off our shirts and we still doing all. We ain't know. We just wild. We stallions. What we doing?
Right.
And he had to pull us to the side and say, you got to know your audience. Like, you just can't jump out there because you're going to offend people.
Right.
And I think that a lot of times with this climate we in, if you check somebody for coming at you incorrect, then it becomes you're phobic or I just don't want you to be sitting. I don't want to see your penis in my DMs, bro.
Right. Respect that. Just respect that. And I appreciate it. Well, we know you not that. Well, I hate to say. What's so funny about gay? You can say he married, he played football, he a Green Beret, he ain't gay. And people always say, nah, that don't mean nothing. That's one label. It's hard to say you're not. If you try to tell somebody you're not gay, no matter what, you can do all the manly things and they still, this is their mind that you gay, you're gay. But why can't you do all the feminine shit and be still a man? I mean, be called a man. Why can't I be holding a hand with a dude walking down the street like, nah, they straight. That dude's straight.
No,
it don't work that way. You know, why don't we work the
I can't wait till we get to a time that people can just be who they are
Nah, I feel you.
comfortably, so that they don't have to slide here and
Right,
try to stick their toe in the water. Where it's like, I can give you that signal. Oh, he's straight. You know, something simple.
I feel you.
Like on the business side, I had a real quick question. The 180 deals, how have they hurt people who are still performing, other artists? So I know, like,
What's the 180
labels,
deal for people who don't know?
the labels who are coming in and they're like,
You mean a 360 deal where you
360,
get
right.
merchandise,
Right.
you get a part
Right, I
of
got that.
everything.
exactly. So the labels usually couldn't touch your show money, and they
Sure.
couldn't touch your ringtones.
Right.
Now they can. So like, how's that hurting the other artists, or like, what's going on?
Well, truthfully, we're in a time now where it's about streaming, so I almost feel like it's unfair. It's cheating. I feel bad for the artists out now because I don't know what they're going to be doing in 10 years. What songs are you singing now that you? Because I'm doing records from 20 years ago.
That's right.
When will there be new classics? So now labels are having to find ways to make money because they're not selling records. There's no record stores, so we have to recoup and we have to get paid too. So we're gonna invest in you. It's gonna be everything you do. You breathe. How many breaths you have? 2. Okay, we get half of one of those breaths. You know what I mean? And that's the chance you take. So I do feel sorry for some of these artists. You see them now, they're popping because of the internet. They're viral, and that's cool. But they're in situations where there's so many hands in it. That's what it is.
Well, let me ask you. You got married. You have a kid. I'm quite sure. I hope you say this, that it's probably one of the best things you ever did. You know, from being out here and stuff. Because I'm still single. Let me tell you, I don't. Damn POF. Plenty of fish. That's how I met her. I bumped into her on Plenty of Fish. Okay, I'm like, and we worked together. I'm like, bitch, that's you. That ain't you.
I was like, that
Okay. Put your shirt on, girl. Okay. But so what has marriage life done for you, having a kid? You know that you would tell.
It's hard. It's humbled me because
Okay.
the one thing you have to do is, I'm RL. It's Friday, it's Saturday.
Right.
They in the front row. They willing. It's whatever.
Right.
They got on their best.
Right.
And the wife is bad and all that. But
Right.
you get home and
She is.
You
That's
open the
all.
door. You get home and it's like she got on sweats. Like, okay, can you go put gas in my tank?
Right.
It's like you have to be able to turn off certain things. And when you're younger, that's crushes your ego,
Right.
and you have to be selfless. And I think having my daughter helped that. You know what I mean? Because now it's about her. Regardless, for me, I could be backstage getting ready to go on. If she's FaceTiming, it's like, hold on, I'll be ready in a minute.
Wow.
Things pause. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But
Now,
people don't gotta understand it is. I'm gonna keep it 100. Marriage is
Work.
is real work, but it's better to work with one person and you know what you're gonna get from your teammate. Because I tell my wife, you don't have to be an all-star, baby. Get a couple rebounds, pat me on the butt when I come to the bench from making that 3-pointer, and we good. Luckily, she got her own bread.
well, how did you know she was the one? Because you got a lot of people coming at you now. That's kind of
Because I was struggling, I was losing everything, and she was like, "We good. Let's put this in my name. Let's figure this out." And that was, truthfully, I tell people this: you get with somebody because of what? Because of how you feel about them.
Right. That's true. Yeah,
You stay with them because of how they make you feel.
Nice.
There's a difference.
Oh, Hallmark card ass
So
nigga.
no, if you really think about it,
Mahogany.
you ask somebody about some new girl. Oh, she cold, she this, and blah blah. She do this,
Right.
and I'm telling you, you gotta see her. And she, man, what? But then later on, you say like, what made you be with her? Man, the way she held me down, the way she made me feel, and blah blah blah. It changes.
But before that, how'd you meet her? Where'd you meet her at?
I had a studio out here, and her cousin, who's a big business guy in North Carolina, he had some business and he couldn't be there. He had an artist that I was working on. So he sent her. She had just been displaced because of Katrina, because she's from New Orleans.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She came and she was at the studio, and I thought, okay, this must be dude's girl.
Right.
So I found out it wasn't. I was like, oh, that's a dope phone. Can I see your phone? So she hands me her phone, and I called myself.
Hey, you're
So
that
she was,
bull.
she was
RL
fresh.
does that?
She was fresh
RL
out
does
of
that
she was
bullshit?
fresh out of a relationship though, which was crazy. So we talked for a minute, nothing. We didn't consummate anything. We stopped talking for 2 years.
What?
She called me one day, and I was dating some girl from church. As soon as I heard her voice, it was over for that poor girl from church. It was like, it's a wrap.
Really?
And I told her, but I told her the first time I met her, I'm gonna marry you one day.
Yeah. I've said that a couple times.
They
People
say-
I didn't marry.
They say a man knows his wife when he sees her.
Right. Well,
I thought I did, and I'm just playing.
No, that's all good. Well, no, man, that's some good stuff, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. But real quick, how did you take that whole, since you're from Minnesota, that whole George Floyd thing, man? Do you know where it happened at?
Oh, yeah, of course. They burned down a lot of my city. I'm proud of them for standing up. It's a whole new generation of militants, but at the same time, I couldn't go while you burning it down.
Right.
I'll come help you build it back up. I actually went and met with the chief of police and gave him some ideas about police reform that he wants to implement. So I'm happy about that.
Nice.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Nice. Yeah,
black
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
But I told him, I said, you go to any neighborhood, you show me a kid that's not from a law enforcement family that wants to be a police officer when he grows up. We won't find him.
Oh, really? Because I thought a lot of people do want to be like their uncles, their fathers.
Yeah, I said, yeah, but that's only if they're from a law enforcement family.
Oh.
But if they're not from
Oh,
a law
yeah, I
enforcement,
get what you're saying.
because
Oh,
they
yeah.
look at cops
Oh, yeah.
in a negative light. They don't respect
Right.
them. Back when I was coming up, I put my pants up because he might have been my dad's bowling buddy or a coach or something like that. We don't have that in the community, so a lot of these cops that are policing these communities aren't from these communities, and they hate having to come
Right,
to them.
right, sure.
So I said, you need to implement something where 2 days a month, these cops that ain't from around here have to go to a community center. They can still get paid,
Right,
but
I like
they're
that.
there to learn the community, because once you understand them, you have empathy. Right now, they
Yeah,
are gonna look
right,
at us as
right.
animals
That's true.
because they don't know nothing about nothing. But if they see you and you drunk and you talking loud and they can shoot you,
Right.
a cop can come. Oh, that's Leroy. That's Teresa's husband. He barking. He don't bite.
Right.
I'm gonna take him home. Teresa's gonna kill him anyway. So
Right.
it's simple things.
But you said, what do you say? You said Minnesota was multicultural.
Yeah.
So I would think they'd be together. So is a lot of racism? Was a
yeah,
lot of
I said
racism
Minneapolis, St. Paul is cultural.
Oh.
But when you gotta think, you leave, you go. Let's go to Macon. Let's go to Augusta.
Right.
Or let's go to one of these
Outside of
hick
that.
towns in Georgia. But there's racism everywhere, and I think that what Trump did was make it. No, he didn't make it worse. He made it actually better for us because now we can really see you. You was pretending before.
Right.
Oh, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Then you get in the car, nigger.
Right.
Now you feel like it's acceptable. You can be your true self. So I think that's a good thing, actually. I think Trump is out of here, but I think that the one good thing he did was now you get to see certain coworkers you just knew were just nice, loving people. They loved everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh no, they're straight MAGA.
Right.
Want it to be
Yeah.
white again.
Well, I saw it with Obama though. I saw some people changing too. Some
Yeah.
white folks were pissed off about Obama,
Yeah.
man. So.
But
I
Trump
don't
just
know.
said he was the best president for black people since Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, she's a black
And-
Republican. Just to let you know.
But the thing is, Trump wasn't a Republican. Trump has been a Democrat forever. He just became a Republican
Because he knew he could
plays
win.
chess.
He knew he could
plays
win.
chess, and he knows he could win. But my thing is, I understand what you're saying, but I think him heightening the race relation probably will cost him the election, because he did do a lot of things for like the other communities, but all that's forgiven. You know what I mean? We don't see it because of all this.
Yeah,
other
but
stuff.
what happens is, I don't. To be honest, I don't look at Trump as a racist. I look at him as an elitist.
Yep,
If you
that's
have
right.
money,
I see, yeah.
then we
you
can
go.
get money together. You could be black, the Goya dude. I don't care who you are. We can do business together. He's planning for. He didn't even want to be president anyway, but he's planning. But what I'm saying is, it's not his fault that these people have come out and shown their true colors. He's actually just a person that helped us reveal them.
Right,
So
right.
that's the
true.
advantage.
That's true.
Very-
That's true.
Let me ask you a question, RL. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
He got to go. He got to go. Hurry up.
It's all good.
You Next has broken up and gotten back together for this new project. Next by is it Nature by Next?
Next
Naughty
by
by
the,
Nature?
the next in the naughty EP.
Next by Nature.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is.
She's from Jersey. That's why she likes that.
We both from Jersey.
Okay.
So my question is, when the group broke up, did you always feel out of place because them two were brothers, or did you always want to be a solo artist?
To be honest, I never wanted to be solo. The whole reason I even did a solo project was because we were the only group out when Clive left Arista and started J Records, and Arista wouldn't promote the second album after Wifey. That's why you didn't hear anything after Wifey. It was the first time we dealt with politics. So I came in the office with Clive like, I got the new album ready, let's go. He was like, you can't do a new album with the group. It'd be going against yourself. But I'll give you more money than you've ever seen and put you up in LA at the Oakwoods, and you can work on your album. So I was out there, I got to do POC and do all these things. But what happens is, I hate the words went and gone solo. My daughter can come to me and say, I want to be an astronaut, actress, singer, daddy. And guess what, Dan? But we're going to figure out a way to be all of them. I want to get to heaven and God go, you use every ounce of talent that I gave you.
Nice.
I think that what happens is the public comes in and then pits you against each other to say, oh, you're doing this and he left the group. No, I never wanted to leave the group. I got kicked out of the group because other people coming in your ear like, oh, he doing this. Why ain't y'all doing that? I'm actually working on one of my group members' albums. I don't know if we'll do any new music after the EP, but they kicked me out of the group and we could have been touring and making money, but they realize that now. You know, we realize like, look, this is a brand, and white folks the Rolling Stones can't stand each other. and get on stage and get that paper. There's no reason. It ain't about us anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
I know
for
that.
me, it was never about breaking up. I think that the hardest part was me being the youngest, and I hate the word lead singer, and I hate when people say it because that diminishes other cats' roles. Because as long as you play your role and stay in your lane and do your part, we splitting this a third and a third. What happens is somebody come in one's ear. You should be doing more. Why ain't you singing this? You should be writing this. Wow. There's a formula, baby. Coca-Cola ain't changed in a long time. And what happens is you move. Once you get a little paper, your true self comes out. It just magnifies who you are. So if you was impatient before or insecure like I was, whatever it is, all it does is it magnifies it. So now I used to wait. I had to wait, look out the window, wait for Tilo to come pick me up because he had the car. Now I ain't got. Well, I'm just jumping my Range Rover. These things start changing. Then you get a whole new group of friends that don't understand the depth of your relationship. So now such and such in your ear because he don't know what y'all went through the last 10, 20 years. Such and such in your ear. Sure. So then that's why groups break up. It be the new cats that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
You ever thought about doing a TED Talk, man? Shit. You know this business, man. I love it, man. I appreciate that, man. But look, we ain't gonna keep you too long. I know you got folks who got to roll, but look, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, man, that you came through, though, on some real love, on some real stuff, man. Give him a round of applause first. Give him a round of applause. Now, we don't let the guests just leave out of here. We got this wheel right here. We got this spin this wheel. We got some crazy things on. Young ladies, y'all want to explain?
Turn around so we can read it, Pierre.
I thought y'all had it lit. Y'all don't have it. We ain't organized like sweet. Okay.
You can turn it back when we get done.
All right. You looking at? Tell them what it is.
Yes. All right, RL. So we got this wheel. You're gonna spin it. Okay. One of the options is you tell your first virginity story. Okay. I'm sorry. How you lost your virginity? How you lost your virginity? The second one is we have two money envelopes. Money envelope 1, money envelope 2.
One's life will change. The other one you go to 99 cent store.
The third option is you're gonna read a sexual passage from our book that we have. Okay. Fourth one is you're gonna either call a celebrity crush or look into the camera and tell a celebrity crush how you feel about them.
Like a fake call.
Fake call. Run a little game on them. You know what I'm
saying? So
saying?
you got to throw your Mac down. So whoever your celebrity crush is, like you want to get them draws, and you got 2 minutes to go from the time you pick the phone up, and you commit. So whatever you want to say to that person, you get however you get it.
So which one do I do?
Well, no, you're gonna spin.
And then the last option is spin again. So if it lands on spin again, then you spin again. All right?
Y'all ready to give a round of applause? Hold on. We ain't counting that.
Celeb crush call. Oh, I could do that.
Okay, you'll do that. But damn, all the muscles you got, that thing move four notches. Shit, what the hell wrong with you, man? All right. So what you do? Your cell phone. Just pick your phone. Use your cell phone. Your own cell phone. Now you got to call. Think of who your celebrity crush is. So you call them. It's your moment. We quiet. You got 2 minutes to holler at them. They pick the phone up. You start talking to her, and it goes what it is. And you guys, let me see. At the end, she got to say, "Come on over." Let me hear let's see what you're gonna do with her. And go ahead.
Hey, what's up? Yes, R. I got your number from Omar. What's going on with you? Well, listen, even though you got those funny little thumbs, Sanaa, I think that you are just so sexy. Like, listen, I got you, but you can never hitchhike with those thumbs, but you are one of the most naturally pretty. Even when you cut your hair off, I would have lined you up myself. I would have brushed your waves, baby. I'm serious, okay? But let's link. Let's do something. Listen, I want to change your life. Will you be my? Come on, you know my shit, girl. Come, stop playing. Come on, I just need a little butter love. So, well, look, just lock my number in. As soon as you offset, just hit me back. No, I'm serious. Yeah. Oh, you at Tyler Perry's studio too? See, I'm in the A. That's perfect. You see what I'm saying? Holler at me, all right? Tell my D I said what up. All right, peace.
Damn, give it up, boy. Good. Sanaa, I love you. Damn what he just said. I take the thumbs and all that. Damn what he talking about. I ain't no ball head. I got a crush on you, man. All right, thank you so much for stopping through. Y'all give me a round of applause for coming to Pierre's Tank Room. I got love for y'all. Give him love, man. I appreciate that. Cool. All right, just chill for 1 second. All right, let me get my exit out of here. Hey, y'all, thanks for tuning in to another one of my shows, man. I want to thank my man RL for coming through, man. He kept it 100, man. A lot of stories he told us was very interesting, man. Stuff I didn't really know about the record industry. One thing I gained from him, man, was his humbleness. You know, I've been in business for a long time, and I've seen a lot of people who weren't humble. And for him to come through that and, you know, be humble, even when I thought he was, you know, hot, I didn't know he was going through some of the stuff he was going through. I hung out with him in Arizona. I hung out in different cities, man. He's always been a cool dude. We've been doing shows. And just in life, man, if you can just, you know, get that humbleness is very important, man. I don't care if you're flossing there, you got a new house, a new car. Things go up and down. Life has cycles, man. Sometimes you're up, next thing turn on you down. Trust and believe, it's ebb and flows. You're not always gonna be up. And people are gonna remember how you treated them, how you came about, you know, how you came towards them. So remember that in your life, no matter how you're blessed, because remember, it's not yours, it's the Creator's, you know. You think it's yours, but it's really the Creator's, because he can take it away from you just as quick as he gave it to you or gave you the opportunity to get it. So I think humbleness is something that I try to encompass. Now, sure, I talk a little trash here and there, but inside, I'm a caring person, man, you know, and I never want to see nobody, you know, hurt, or that's why it hurt me so bad when the guy took my bike. I was like, man, damn, you know, like, why would you do that to somebody? I would never do that to somebody. I just care too much. Even if I have money to act a fool, I don't, and I've never have. I don't, no one can even hit me on, you know, in the DM, I mean, in the comment section. I don't treat people wrong. So I like when I see people who are stars, making money, worth millions of dollars, and still down to earth. A lot of times you don't get that. But again, if you're doing something in life that's good, and you're happy with it, and you're doing well, and you're being blessed, please stay humble. Trust me. There's gonna be a time it's gonna be rough for you. And when it does happen, man, you want people around you that still love you and remember how you were and how humble you were. So my thing today, for this week is stay humble, man. You're out there, man, stay humble if you're listening. Again, I appreciate you listening to Pierre's Panic Room and watching me on YouTube, man. And leave me some comments and say how you feel. We'll be back next week with another hot guest. And again, I thank y'all so much for taking time out. I love y'all, and we'll be back. All right, out. If you like that show, like, subscribe, and comment below. You know, hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, man. We want you around. Appreciate it.